inverse operation or inverse functions come as pairs. And what an inverse function does, it's a function, and we're going to write this in a minute, that undoes another function. And here's what I mean by that. So here, I bought a new e-bike, and we bought it online because we got a good deal for it. And my husband took the time, got the instructions out, because you had to build it, right? He didn't have to build it from scratch, but you got to put it together because it gets shipped. And then he realized it had, from the shipping, from the FedEx, a big scratch in the middle of it. So then we called and we said, what do we do? Because we were hoping they'd give us a bunch of money back. And they said, you have to take it apart and reship it back to us. So the instructions to build the bike, Josh, are the functions. The idea of going backwards through the instruction book and unbuilding it is the inverse. So two functions that undo each other are called inverse functions. So let's write that down right here. Are you ready on your paper? You got your little pen out, pencil out. Two functions that, and I use little quotes here, they undo each other and get you back to, I don't know what's like to your starting point. And that part's important because when the box showed up in my driveway, that was the starting point. So then he took all the bike stuff out of the box and he built it, and then he realized, are we going to ship it back? He would have to unbuild it and put it back in the box, so we'd be back to our starting point. We kept it and they just gave us $100 off because it's going to get scratched up anyways. Okay, so here is another example of a function. I stayed up last night too late because I slept in, and so when I get home, this is what I will do. I will walk in my room, I will take off my work clothes, I will put on my jammies, I will crawl into bed. Yay! Is that normal? No. And my husband will walk in later and say, what the hell are you doing? You're so lazy, get up. And I will undo the function. I will get out of bed, I will take off my pajamas, I will put back on my work clothes. Those are inverse functions. Now, the next thing I need you to know is that not all functions have inverses. So here is a really creepy example of that. This is how, I'm so glad you're here for this. This is how I pee. I go it like, you think everyone pees this way, but apparently not all boys. My boys peed in the backyard, like till they were like really old. But I'm like boys are laughing, like, yeah, we do that. So I would walk into the bathroom, I would pull down my pants, I would sit down, and I would pee. Right? That's the function. What would be the inverse? Yeah. The inverse is creepy, right? It would be unpeeing. I don't know what that is. I don't want to think about it, right? I feel ew, right? So some functions you can't inverse. This is how I throw up. I feel queasy. I cover my mouth. I run to the bathroom. I throw up in the toilet. I don't want to know what the inverse of that is. That's disgusting. Don't do it, right? So not all functions have inverse.
Not like drinking a cup of wine. No, I'm thinking.
Yes, that's too like, yeah, I wouldn't be drinking it. Okay, so next thing I need to know, the notation is important here. If this is a function, girls and guys, if that bad boy is a function, that's not what I wanted. If that bad boy is a function, this guy, here's how you write the inverse. Write this down. F of -1. That little -1 exponent by the F means inverse. You guys saw that in geometry when we had this. We would find the sides by doing sine. We would find the angles on our calculator by doing the inverse. We would go backwards, right? We would undo sine, right? Okay. So now here's what's up. The last thing I need you to write on your notes, and then we're going to dive into this thing. Let me get rid of something real quick here. There are 3 things that we are going to do to find inverses. I took that off of your paper. You don't have to worry about it. I just forgot to take it off my notes. Okay, number 1, the way that's the most official to find an inverse is by graphing. Number 2, we don't always like to graph. We don't always have graph paper, so we can math it. And we're going to do that in a minute. And then tomorrow, we're going to do a thing called composition. And I don't know, composition, if you remember that word, but this is what we called the cupcake in a box, remember? Where you put the cupcake in the box in the bag. So cupcake box method. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're not going to do that today, right? So nothing really new here, but we'll see what happens, right? Okay. So here's what. Okay. Everyone's just watching. You're not writing at this point. You're just watching. So if my function is to take a number, add 3 to it, and get an answer, that's my function, right? So I take the number 10, I add 3 to it, I get 13. And what the actual definition of a function says, Amani, is that I need to be able to go backwards. I need to be able to take 13 and get back to 10. And the way that I'm going to do that is obviously by subtracting 3, right? So here's what I'm telling you. On a regular function, my point would be 10, 13. That's on our regular function. Yay, that's our starting point, 10, 13. The inverse function flips those guys around. The inverse is going to look like this. It's going to look like 13, 10. So we're going to use that information to graph a function and graph its inverse. We're going to graph the function, then we're going to flip-flop the x and y's and graph the inverse. Are you ready to do this? Is it easy? Yes, we're not even doing hard things. Here we go. So the first thing, look, you got rulers, you got white, you got highlighters. Use all the stuff that I have out here. Please graph this nice, easy baby function. Graph that bad boy. Nice and easy. Nothing scary. Find your starting point at 2. Go up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Draw a nice line. Use your ruler. I need to be nice. Put like 3 dots or 4 dots on it. We will, yes. But on this one, we're going to just do it graphically, and then we're going to isolate the x next. When we do it mathematically, but I want you to learn how to do it graphically first. I'm going to show you. So write the function. Here, I have notes for you. You have a note for you?
I'll catch up on online.
Okay. So here's what you got. Most of you do this. You put a dot right here. You went up 2 over 1. You went up 2 over 1. Yay. I'm going to go down 2 over 1. I'm going to get one more dot in here just so she's fancy, right? Everyone looking good? We're looking pretty good. Now, what I want to do is I want to find the inverse function, but I want to use graphs to do it. And here's what I'm telling you. This graph has a point right there at 0, 2. Does everyone agree with that? I haven't tricked anyone. 0, 2, right? The inverse graph, yeah, you just showed it to me, is going to be 2, 0. I am flip-flopping my x and my y. So check this out. Instead of it being 0, 2, it's going to be right here. Instead of being 1, 4, it's going to be 4, 1. Instead of being -1, 0, it's going to be 0, comma, -1. Does everybody see it? That is the inverse function. Now, what's going to happen, and this is why you need to know this, on the quiz, I might give you a function and I will give you 4 graphs and I will say which is the inverse of that function. So that's why you need to know how to do it graphically, right? Now, that is how I do it. That's the baby way. I just flip the points. I find some points, I flip them. Now let's go ahead and write the equation. It's so easy. Watch what I'm going to do to write the equation of this guy. I just see where he hits the x-axis, the y-axis at -1. So easy. And then I get a slope. Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. Guess what? I got my 2 equations right there. I didn't have to do any math. Hold on. Now, that is the baby Mrs. Tarantino way. The real math way says this. Ooh, and some people can see it, and I just can't. So what it really says is you are actually flipping this guy over this diagonal line. So I'd like you to use your whiteboard, your highlighter and your ruler and put in that diagonal line. That's right in the middle, that 45-degree line. And you know what he is? He's the y equals x line. And look what I did. Can some of you see it? It's just flipped over it, right? It's flipped diagonally. I have a hard time seeing that. But some of you are not even going to have to worry about the points. You're going to be able to see it in your head and be like, oh, it just flips over. I can't, because I'm an idiot and I get all confused. So I do the points. But if you can see it, that's actually the true way to do it, is to reflect it over y equals x. Yes?
On the line has an inverse, is the inverse always either reciprocal or slope?
Yes, but the b won't always.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to be careful on that and don't put -2. Yeah, excellent. Okay, if it's linear. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so I'd like you guys to try one. Are you ready? All by yourselves. Here's what I want you to do. La, la, la. Here's the function. Ooh, that's pretty. I don't know what that was happening there. Let's get rid of that. F of x equals x plus 3. I want you to graph the inverse. I want you to graph the inverse and then see if you can figure out the equation. And for a lot of people, this one's easier. Like it's like, oh, I see it. It just flips over that line. But I'm an idiot and I have a hard time seeing it. I don't know why. I do know why. That's not true. I'm not very spatial. I'm visual. I'm not spatial. I got lost jogging once. Do you know how hard that is? I don't jog very fast. And I was gone for like 3 hours. My sister had to get in a car and find me. How is that possible? I guess got turned around and it wasn't really my neighborhood and I didn't know how to get home. Shut up. I know. I know. I can't, I know. Like you could dump me on the side of the road. I don't know how to get home. No, I can't. To this day, I have a cabin. I've been to this cabin for 5 years straight. I don't know how to go there without navigation.
No, I need maps to really get rid of it.
Like I can't. Like if like my husband says, just where you just go. I'm like, I don't know. I still to this day, I've been married 32 years. I have no idea how to get to my in-laws house. Like my husband drove. I don't know. You could drop me off by the side of the road. I'd be like, I'm just gonna live here now. Here's going to be where I live. Are we ready? Here we go. I can't. I'm going to start at 3. I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Look how nice he looks. He's really pretty. Love that for me. Now, some of you can see that it just flips right over. I am an idiot and I can't. So I literally do this. I go 0, 3, and then I come down here to 3, 0, and then I do it. So that's how I do it. Some of you are way more spatial than I am and can do it. Look, my starting point is at -3 now. My slope is the inverse over 1 up 1, right? So 1x minus 3, nice and easy, yeah? We got one more graphing one to do, and then we're just going to do it by math, because who has graph paper? No one, yeah.
If you just swap, let's just say f of x is y.
Right.
And swap y and x.
We're doing that next. Don't ruin my big finish. So before we do that, though, could you guys do this one? The big finish, big finish.
Go ahead.
That's right. Goodbye now. Thanks for coming. Hey, could you grab that? Can I give you a little hint? We've done this like a million times last week. How about a 0 there? Plus 3. Yeah. How about that? It's a U. It doesn't shift side to side. It shifts up and down. Make a little U. And then flip him. But flip him correctly, right? He's not going to flip upside down. And he's not going to flip side to side. He's going to flip diagonal. Look at me laughing it up. There I am. See, and that's not even going to show up on the video. I got to kind of commit. So look, here he is. He's right here. He's right here. Hold on just a second.
I'll leave it.
Okay, that's what my regular one looks like. So if some of you will see it, it's gonna flip. Look, he's like, imagine this guy has little hands right here. Do you see his little hands? So what he's doing is he's grabbing onto the y-axis. But because I'm flipping him, he's now gonna grab onto the x-axis, right? He's gonna flip over here and he's gonna go like this. The reason I put this one is he is not a function, right? He fails the vertical line test. So on this one, guess what? We're not gonna write his equation. We could graph him. His graph is fine, but we can't write his equation like that because I can't get that bottom part down there. Yeah. So that's a cool problem. I like that one. Yeah. He just flips it over this. Choo! He just flips it that way. Okay. But now, big finish for Kai and for Andreas. What if you don't want to do it this way? What if you're like, Miss T, I don't want to graph it. I don't want to do this. Then turn your paper over because we're just going to do it with math. We got 4 examples. I'm going to go fast. The last one is ugly. So even if you had Algebra 2 trig last year and you're thinking, Miss T, this stuff is baby work, stay for the last one because the last one steps up our game. Pre-calc, right? So quick, a little refresher. Here we go. I want to know, this is where I'm heading. At the very end, I want to be able to write this, right? I want to put an answer right there. If I'm starting you here, 2x plus 3. Yay. So I'm going to do exactly what Andreas and Kai told me, and they said switch the x and the y. So the notes here are flip-flop x and y. But the problem is there's no y up here. So your first step is rewrite this bad boy with a y. F of x is y, correct. But I don't want anyone panicking because last year in Algebra 2, we started them all with y equals, and now it's pre-calc. We're getting fancy, right? Okay, step 2, most important step, flip-flop your x and your y. So this dude is going to go here, and that dude's going to go here. So we're going to get x equals 2y plus 3. Are we good? No, because we want to isolate y. Because, if you were graphing it, right, but I think you still have to isolate y to graph it, unless you want to make a table of values.
I meant like, turn the graph 90 degrees.
Oh, clever. Yeah, I suppose you could. Okay, so here we go. We got to get y by itself because this dude is going to stand for our new y, and y needs to be alone. So here we go. We're gonna. You might want some notes if you want to get a piece of paper or try it at least on your desk, whatever you want to do. So we're going to get y by itself. We know how to do that. Let's get rid of the 3. So subtract 3, nice and easy, nothing scary there. X minus 3 equals 2y. We're almost done. We just got to get y by itself. We're going to divide by 2, and we're going to divide by 2. You have two options here. You can leave it like this, or you could get fancy and go like this. I don't care. Either way is fine with me. Talk to me.
Why do we have to get y alone if y was already alone?
Because we're going to now get his inverse. And the inverse does this. It's going to, watch what I'm doing. I'm kind of undoing all the things we did in the original. The original had plus 3. I minus it. The original had times by 2. I'm dividing by 2. Does that make sense? So it's like this built my bike. This crazy guy takes it apart. Right? So here's what I have at the end. I have y equals. You could either write it as x minus 3 over 2, or you could write it this way. And now I get rid of the y and use this guy. So my final answer at the end is x minus 3 over 2. And I did it. That's it. That's it. So, you know, we're just going to step up our game a little bit by making the math a little, like, but it's really easy. Like, you're going to be like, oh, Miss T, light work. This is light work. No. Okay, so here we go. Let's try this one.
Said no one ever.
We're going to do this. Shut up. That is so mean. That was so mean. Said no one ever. Shut up. Math is fun. You know, to be honest, I am never like the best. Like, I'm never like going to be the most popular teacher. And you know why? Because I am stuck teaching math. Like, if I got to teach up the good, man, I'd be in the top 5, right? But oh my God, like I'm handicapped. Like, I should get like extra points because I at least make math not terrible, right? Like there. Like, am I Kernich? No, because she's doing psychology. Like, that's a cool class to begin with. All the social studies teachers, like social studies is already cool to begin with. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I should get extra points.
Why do you do that extra points? You get pity points.
I do. I should get pity points. Oh, my dear Jesus. Is she a good teacher? No, but we feel sorry for her because she has to teach now. Can you do this? Are you guys ready? Let's do it. I'm always doing this. Why do I feel like she's looking at something and oh, you're naughty thing, you naughtiness. I'm like, you don't have anything naughty. Y equals 3x squared minus 5. Flip-flop that x and the y. Okay, now here's what. Order of operations, it matters. If we are unwrapping the present, that's PEMDAS, we have to wrap it back up the right way, right? We don't want to, like, get in bed, then put on my pajamas, and then take off my clothes. Like, the order matters here, right? So we're going to move that 5 first. We're going to divide by 3 next. We're going to square root last. Now, be careful. This is to the gentlemen in the class. The girls are really good about putting that whole thing in the square root sign. But you guys get going fast and you do this. X plus 5 over 3. That's a different answer. I am square rooting all of that. So don't be lazy and have points marked off because you didn't do the whole thing. Are we cool with that? That equals our y, which means that now is f of negative 1x. We're going to go back up here. We're going to say f to the negative 1x equals, here it is, x plus 5 over 3. How'd we do? Okay, we're going to go medium hard, and then I'm done. You ready for medium hard? And I'm not going to do it. I'm going to walk around. Here we go. Okay, everyone's writing. Love this one. She's a beauty. I wrote her down. Oh, I did write her down. 2. Little tiny 3 in there. X minus 1 plus 4. Order matters.
Truly.
Ooh, you want to see something really gross? Yeah. Oh, it's behind Manhattan. Look right behind you.
Who's nuggets?
No, they're pieces of a Tupperware. I didn't break the Tupperware apart. Yeah, like aluminum.
The sample, you know the cat that came in here the other day? It was at homecoming. Toby?
Do you think he's having a head?
I don't know, but he was starting with
We
us
should
at
start
homecoming.
feeding him. I thought he's got a home. Doesn't he have a home? Toby?
He does. He has the color now.
Oh, I don't know, does he? Okay, here we go. Are we ready?
Photo of Zoe's behind.
X equals. Okay, so here's what. Order matters. You all know this is algebra 1, actually it's probably algebra 2. We're going to move that 4 first. We're going to start from the inside out, right? You're like, but what about this guy? He's trapped in cube root jail. He's trapped in there. So we're not going to be able to free him until we get rid of the jail. And that's not going to be for a hot minute. So we're going to start by getting rid of the 4. He's gone. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this 2. He's gone. Next thing I'm going to do is undo a cube root, which is raising something to a power. He's gone. And finally, what I have is that little 1 that's attached to that y. He's going to leave last of all. That is what y equals. And so I am going to say f of -1. Can I see a wiggle of fingers of friends of mine who got all the way through it? You okay? I mean, that happened.
You go all the way through Zoe without me. Let's stop wiggling.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So is that?
I'm taking notes.
So I added 1 and added 1.
Why did you choose? You know how to say it?
Mr. Because once I got rid of that cube root, it's y -1. Okay, big finish, and this one's hard. You guys ready? So if you've written down nothing, if you've ignored me this whole time, here is our big finish. And this is one you have not seen before. And you've got to be careful on this one. And I'm gonna give you some notes to write down. So here we go. There is one of these on your quiz. There is one of these on your test. And I think it's exactly like one of them is this problem exactly because I'm that lazy. Okay. Here's what you want to write down on your paper. Put a star. Fractions with variables. Here's what. The minute we have fractions, we're going to have to use every tool we have in our little Algebra 1 tool belt, right? We're going to pull them all out on this problem. I love this problem. None of it is that hard, but we're going to have to use every tool. So I'm going to walk you through it once. You're going to make sure you practice one tonight. I'm going to have a starter with one tomorrow, so you guys are good at these. They're kind of cool. I'm going to show every step carefully, but none of the steps are scary or hard. It's just that we have an issue, and the issue is this. We've got variables all over the place, and we need to get them close to each other. So the first thing we're going to do is what we do every time. We're going to get rid of this dude, right? And then we're going to flip-flop our X's and Y's. Do that now. Here's our problem. We are eventually going to get y by itself. But holy crap, I got them in the denominator. I don't love that. And I got them all over the place. I don't love that either. So our goal is to get rid of the denominator and get all of our y's all grouped together. And we know how to do it. So here's what we're going to do. Step 1, get rid of the flipping fraction. How do we do that? We multiply both sides by y minus 1. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm giving this dude a y minus 1, and I'm giving this dude a y minus 1. Please do that on your paper. Let's look at what we have now. Like, this guy goes away. Good, thank God. I don't like fractions, right? So I have just gotten rid of the fraction. Yay for me. So what I have at this point is y minus 1 times x equals 2y plus 3. I'm showing every single step so you see it, but you guys are going to skip some steps because you're going to be smarter than me. Now, I don't like the y. He's trapped in a grouping symbol. Ew, I don't like that. So we're going to get rid of that grouping symbol by doing a little bit of baby distribution, a little baby claw, if you will. Just do a little bit of distribute. Just you do that. And you know what? That gets rid of the stupid parenthesis. And we need him not to be near a parenthesis. I like that xy. I heard that xy minus 1x, something like that. That works for me. I heard that. Karen. Okay, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. But my issue is this. My issue now is that I got a y over here, and I got a y over here. And my goal is to get y by itself. So the first thing I need to do is I need to at least get all my y's together and anything that's not a y on the other side. So if you already know where I'm heading at this point, get all your y's on one side, negative 2y, get all your x's and stuff on the other side. I'm going to do it in 2 steps for you, and some of you are confused, but if you got it, you can be like, Miss T, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to move this guy over. I'm going to put him over here, right? You're going to not show, you don't have to show every single one of these steps. I'm just doing it because I don't want anyone to be like, Miss T, I totally don't know what you're doing. And now I'm going to get rid of that goofy 1x that's kind of bugging me. And I'm just going to slide them right up there. That makes me happy. So however you did it, some of you are really mathy and really fast. Yay for you. And some of you took your time, and that was awesome. But we all should be right here. And let's highlight this guy. Let's highlight this guy. Right. We are just about done, and you're like, but Miss T, you made a big deal about the F word, factor. When the hell does that happen? It happens right now. So you know there's 2 types of factoring. There's that X factoring, and then there's that thing where you just go through and take stuff out of everything, monomial factoring. When I taught Algebra 2, I referred to that as vacuum factoring. And people said it looked like a penis, but I don't really see it. But I think that's because you guys have dirty minds, and I don't really get that. So look, do you see it's a vacuum? That's a vacuum. Yeah, like that's a vacuum. So here's what I mean by vacuum factoring. Vacuums go through and suck stuff up. So what we're going to do with our little vacuum, oh, look, I wanted them to be a thing. Let's see if I can make them attach. I can do that. Well, I want to group them. Now I'm making this way too much time. Group. Okay. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my little vacuum and I'm going to vacuum through, and he's sucking out the Y, right? He's vacuuming out the Y. Shut up. You know what? I don't have a lot of friends, so I do what I can. So I'm going to suck out that Y. Did you like? I heard that. I heard that. That was mean. That was mean-spirited. I'm going to suck out that Y, and let's see what's left over here. When I suck out the Y, what do I have left? X minus 2. X minus 2. Some of you are going to see we are almost home on this very challenging problem. I need to get Y by itself. What's the very last thing I need to do? I got to divide by X minus 2. X minus 2. We did it.
Oh, wait.
So F of -1 is X plus 3, X minus 2. Is that a little bit crazy? I kind of love that. It's not super hard math. You just kind of keep a leap of faith and you just go for it. So I am done. I am going to do for you what I said the other class. They begged me to do this. If you do your homework tonight and you are here, and I'm even saying it on the video for any seniors who are watching, tomorrow I will count the homework and I will give you a free homework pass. So thank you for showing up. I appreciate that on today. We are done, and I'm gonna find your homework, and goodbye, seniors, if you want.
If you like have a homework that's already missing, can you use the homework pass for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Goodbye, friends.
I was like,